I want to show y'all the projects that I have been working on, the projects that I finished, and the projects that I currently have going. I want to show y'all my whip. So if you want to see what I've been crocheting, then just stick around. Hello everyone, welcome to Creatively Crafty Me. I am Charlena, and today I'm just going to give y'all a look at all the projects that I have worked on this year so far. Some of them y'all have seen, some you haven't, and I figured I would take this opportunity to show y'all what I have going on, because I do want to keep record of all the projects that I have completed this year. So I figured I might as well make a quick video and show y'all everything that I have going on. Now, like I said, some of these projects y'all have seen and some y'all haven't. So I'm going to start with the ones that y'all have seen. So I have been working on things for my daughter. I have not completed that entire list yet, but I have started things, and I am going to get to see her because I am going to go visit her soon. I haven't seen her since New Year's. Which is a little crazy because normally she'll come up or I'll go down so that we can, spend some time together and I can spend time with the grandkids. But so far, I haven't seen them for the entire month of January, the entire month of February, and now we're in March. So I'm looking forward to going for a visit. So these things I will be giving to her finally, and maybe I will work up a couple of more her little projects so that I can give them to her, but I don't know about that. We'll see. So real quick, I showed y'all in previous videos the cloths that I had made for her from the yarn from the Hobie Advent Calendar. Now, I did complete the project for the Hobie Advent Calendar that I gave her already. I did do that one in December, but I made a couple of extra cloths, and there is still so much yarn left. So I made the tea towel in December, though, that came in the Hobie Advent Calendar, and I gave that to her already. And then I decided I wanted to make a couple of cloths to go with it, so I made these two cloths, and I did show this in a previous video, and I thought I would make some more or make the little glove holders she wanted, and the winter is almost over and she still didn't get these glove holders. But this is how much yarn is left. I just have it wrapped up in a hair elastic, but there is still plenty of yarn left to make more projects with, to make more cloths with for her. And then I made these. I'm not going to go into great detail because, like I said, these are projects that I've showed. I made these glove holders for her. So I made this beige one, this brown one, this brown one, and then this pink one that I never finished and didn't take it out. But I was thinking that I could use the rest of this yarn to make more of these, or maybe I will make more cloth. Another project I want to show you, I'm going to go through all the Hobie Advent Calendar stuff first, because I did work on those projects. Now, this is the hat that was in that Hobie Advent Calendar, and I did work on this in December, though, so this is not a project that I finished this year, but I still wanted to show it because I'm showing the projects from the Hobie Advent Calendar that I basically didn't work on until this year. But I made this hat, and this hat is pretty worn because this is a hat that I have been wearing this entire winter basically, and it is so cute. I really love the detailing of the stitch and the brim there. And all the patterns from the Hobie Advent Calendar were designed by Tony Lipsy from TL Yarn Craft. So she did the crochet version of the Advent Calendar, and her mom did the knitted version, and I had the crochet version. And I made this hat. Now, my seam is very jacked up and very jagged because I didn't seam it together properly, but I felt like it was for me, and that wasn't going to bother me. And I have literally been wearing this hat this entire winter. So I made this hat. So this was from the Hobie Advent Calendar, and so was these, well, the tea towels, and this pattern was from that. And then the next project that I worked on from that Hobie Advent Calendar, all these was done in January, I believe, is there was a market bag. So I did make the bag. I think it is so cute. And I made mine just a little bigger than the actual pattern called for because I was trying to use up as much of the yarn as I possibly could. And I think it's really adorable. So the last project that came in the Hobie Advent Calendar was this the last project? This was the last project that came in the Hobie Advent Calendar, was this market bag. And I just think it's really adorable. The only thing I wish I could have done different, or I wish was different, was that instead of the handles being yellow, I wish that it was that beige, so it could be more neutral. But I was not going to buy any more yarn. I wasn't going to buy that yarn to make my handles beige. So I said I'm going to use the yellow that came with it, and that is that. So I made this bag in January from the Hobie Advent Calendar. And there was one other project that you were supposed to use. Oh, this pom-pom was supposed to, this pom-pom I thought I was going to put on the hat, because you were supposed to make a pom-pom to go on top of the hat. I didn't want to make the pom-pom because I'm not good at it. And so I had picked out this pom-pom for the hat and never put it on there. So there was one other project that you were supposed to make. There was one other project to make with the Hobie Advent Calendar. It was like a shawl, and it was made with this extra fine merino yarn. I didn't like that shawl made in this yarn, so I just did not do that project. So that was the projects from the Hobie Advent Calendar. Most of those things that I just showed you were crocheted up in January. And then I made, now I showed these towels already. I don't remember exactly when I made them, so maybe they was made between January and February. I'm not sure. But I made a couple of kitchen towels for my daughter because that was something she requested. These are also projects that I previously showed. So I made these 4 kitchen towels for my daughter. And I'll hold up the blue one so you can get a good idea of how it looks. And I made this using baby cotton yarn, I think it's called, from Hobie. And I wanted it to have a built-in border basically, so I started with some single crochet, put a pattern in the middle, and then ended with the same way. As you can see, none of these ends are weaved in yet, but I will get there. So I made these towels. I made these 4 towels for my daughter. And like I said, I feel like I made these towels, and maybe it was between January and February. I can't remember, but I did show these in a previous video. And when making those, I also made some dishcloths. I'll show that one last. So I made 4 dishcloths. I showed these in a previous video as well. So I made this one. I made this one. This white one here. And then this beige and white one, which is actually my favorite. And like I said, I showed those in a previous video as well. And this is just peaches and cream cotton yarn I used to make these cloths. So that was also done somewhere between January and February. I don't know for certain. I can't remember the exact time, but these were all made this year also. And then another project I worked on was this hat. Now this hat is the pattern from my Twice Sheared Sheep Advent Calendar. So I did do most of the projects from the Advent calendars. So I worked on this hat, and this was definitely worked on in January as well. And this was the early part of January. And it is a little different from the pattern. The pattern did have this. This is a little different from the actual pattern. It is two different skeins of yarn. There was this hand-dyed white yarn, like beige yarn with these speckles, and then a ball of yarn that had the brown, like this brownish color, this rust color, the pink, the pinks, the purples, and then there was also blues, and you were supposed to use the blues, but I did not like the blue with this speckled yarn, so I started from the brown so that I could have it in the color schemes that I wanted. And I also did not do the pattern exactly the same. There was supposed to be more rows of these bubbles, and I thought I liked the hat. I love it here. I love it here. Like, I love it just looking at it. I think it's so cute. It is absolutely adorable. This hat on my head, though, I do not like. I do not like. I don't like the bobbles. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the bobble stitches, and I really wish that I had just eliminated all of the bobbles. As a flat hat, I think I would have really, really loved it. But with these bobbles, I don't really like it. And like I said, this was made with the yarn from the Twice Shared Sheet box. So you could kind of just go back to that unboxing video to see the yarn if you want. It's neither here nor there, but that's where I showed this particular yarn in that Twice Shared Sheet unboxing video. And yeah, see, looking at it like this, I think it is so cute. But on my head, I do not like it. But yeah, so I made this hat in January. And I really wish I could remember like exactly the order that I made these things in, but I don't. Okay, had to take a little break. But the next thing I made was my daughter's hexagon cardigan. And I did show this previously, but it's completely finished. And it's came out really good. I really like this. Let's see. Look at that. So many ends. I thought I had weaved them all in, but I didn't. But, oh, there go another one. But this is what it is looking like. And it comes down to my needs. So, and it comes down to my knees. So it's going to be a little shorter on my daughter because she's taller than me. But I used all the yarn I had to make this hexagon cardigan. And I love it. I really think it's really cute. I really thought I weaved in all the ends, but I still see one there and one there that I didn't weave in. So let me see if I can kind of give you a good look at it. So here's the sleeve, the front panel, the front of it. And then the other side, of course, is exactly the same. So, and, okay, so that's what we have. So I made this hexagon cardigan using Red Heart soft yarn. I did show y'all this in a different video, but now this is it complete. Most of the ends weaved in, not all, but I got that done. And I also made these two headbands, which I showed in my Crochet Society unboxing video. So these headbands are really cute. I think they are absolutely adorable. I made them using the yarn from my Crochet Society box. And the green one is actually my favorite. I really like this color. And then I made this pink one as well. Once again, all the details about the yarn is in that video. I will try to link all the videos that I showed these projects in the description box. So we have this here. So those are the two headbands I made. I know for certain I made these headbands in February with the yarn from the Crochet Society box. And then another project I worked on in February because I wanted a Valentine's Day sweater. is this pullover here with this heart. And I purposely put these lines in it because I didn't just want a basic straight heart on the cardigan, but I will include a picture because I did take a picture of me wearing this cardigan on Valentine's Day, and I just used whatever that basic acrylic yarn that came in the Yarn Inspiration unboxing that I did. It came with a bunch of skeins. I felt like a lot of skeins of white and a lot of the red, so I did use almost all of that white yarn to make the sweater, and then I used some of the red to make the heart. Now, the sweater itself, I just single stranded the sweater, but the heart, the borders, I double stranded, and this yarn sucks. This yarn sucks single stranded. I feel like it feels like a really cheap yarn, but when you double it up, like when I doubled it for the heart, it's nice, it's thick, and I got some lint on it, and I really preferred that yarn doubled up. But I felt like, oh, I want a Valentine's Day sweater, so let me crochet one. I had all this white and red yarn, and I might as well use it. So I did, and I made myself this sweater, and I actually really love it. I did wear this sweater that day. I wore it to work. I wore a red turtleneck underneath and some gray pants, and I thought it was cute. And look at that. It is peeling though, so I do need to like cut the little extra stuff off. But like I said, this is a really, really cheap yarn. And so I am glad that I've managed to make something that I did wear, and I really do feel like I will wear this again. Maybe in the month of February, but maybe not Valentine's Day. I don't know. But yeah, I would definitely wear this sweater again. I really liked it. Everyone on my job really loved it. And the crazy thing is, a lot of them got to see me actually work on it a little bit, because I did work on this project while at work a couple of times. And everybody kept asking, what are you making? And I was like, I want to make me a sweater to wear on Valentine's Day. And everybody was like, oh, you're not going to have that done by Valentine's Day. Or are you going to have that done? Are you sure you're going to have that done? And I had it done, and everybody was really impressed. And I really love the sweater too. I thought it came out really, really nice. And the last finished project that I have is this here. Now I do have an end because I do want to take this little hoop off. I want to make a better hoop. But I carry a bag inside my bag because in New York and New Jersey, you don't get plastic bags. They don't give out plastic bags anymore. If you want a bag, you have to pay for it. And over time, you get tired of spending 10 cents even. Sometimes the bags are a quarter. So I always had a little bag inside my bag for when I go to the store, if I'm just buying like something to drink, something to munch on, or if I saw something, I kept that bag, but that bag actually ripped. So I was going to buy another bag because I'm a lover of bags, but I was like, let me try and make a bag, because my daughter gave me a lot of yarn that she gotten from someone in a free group. Someone was just giving away all this yarn, and she requested it, and they gave it to her, and she gave it to me. So I had a bunch of cotton yarn. I do plan on showing y'all that the yarn that I received, but I haven't actually recorded that. And some of the cotton yarn was all tangled up, so I literally had to sit there and untangle the yarn, which I did. It was actually very like therapeutic. I enjoyed doing that. But anywho, I made this here. This is actually a bag. I used as much of the different little balls of scrap yarn as I could that I found in that bag to make this bag here. So this is a bag with an included pouch, so you pull it out. And I do think I'm gonna make a video making this bag because I really like this. So this is how it looks. You pull it out, and then you turn this inside out. So now you have your pouch and the start of your bag. And so here's your bag, and that is the bottom of the bag. But I felt like to make the bottom more secure and more sturdy, because you have one bottom piece here, a bottom piece there, is you just turn it this way. And now you have a little like market bag. Even though I did just show y'all that market bag that I made, I thought this would be cute to just put in my bag. And when I go to the store and buy my lunch, or if I get a soda or some chips or something, you know, that I just need a bag to carry, I could put it in there and go on with it. So yes, this is a project that I recently finished, and I absolutely think it's absolutely darling. And it's made with 100% cotton yarn. It's not the Lily Sugar and Cream yarn. It's like a premier yarn. Wait, let me see. It's made with what I believe is this Premier Home yarn. Now, as you can see, there's only one light beige part, because I made the square with all the scrap of that light this beige yarn, and that's actually how I determined to make it this size, because I was able to get this square from that. And then there was different little balls of this Premier Home yarn, and I put all those together and made that. And I did still break into this skein, because this was a full skein. So from all the little scrap yarns and that and whatever from here, I made this bag. But in the next video, I will weigh the yarn so I could see how much yarn it actually took to make this bag, because I am going to make another one of these bags. I actually want to make a couple, because I think these would be cute to give away. So that is one of the last projects I finished. And then I have two other things that I'm working on. This don't look like much of anything, but even though I'm not a stuffy maker, I wanted to make a little rabbit to go in my granddaughter's Easter basket. So I thought to myself, let me see if I could just come up with something on my own. So this is all I've gotten so far. Will it be a success? Don't know. Would it be a fail? Don't know, because I'm not good at that. And this is just the cotton yarn that also came in the Crochet Society box. I figured, why not use it? So I have this, and then I also made this little end here, because I started making the legs. I figured this could be the body, and then maybe I could just sew on little arms. Now he may just be a little pillow rabbit, like a rabbit that's square like a pillow. But yeah, I wanted to come up with something unique and on my own, basically, for her, just because I was experimenting, no other reason. Just experimenting and playing, and I was waiting for yarn for a project that I'm working on, and I was like, well, let's just try to make something small. So that's what I did with that. So these are the projects I have going on right now. That little project there, I was making this corner to corner blanket, and I had 4 skeins of this sweet roll yarn from Premier. I have 4 skeins of this sweet roll yarn from Premier in the colorway Birthday Cake. So I have four cakes of that yarn, and this was for a different project, but someone asked me for a baby blanket, and so I started a corner to corner blanket for this person. And I did color control this yarn, so I was literally cutting the colorways apart and putting it together the way I wanted, it, so that my stripes would be complete stripes. I didn't want my stripes to stop like in the middle and then it just suddenly changes. I wanted it to be a straight stripe from the beginning to the end. I didn't mind if it changed so much, like if it changed up here at the end, but I didn't want it to change in the middle. And then here also, like the yarn itself was going from pink to lavender to beige, but I'm at the middle of the blanket and I wanted to now go back the other way. So I went pink, purple, pink, and so now we'll go pink, white, purple, because so that the other side of the blanket will be cohesive with this side of the blanket. But I did not have enough yarn. I only had the 4 cakes, and this is what is left from those 4 cakes. Yeah, this is what is left from those 4 cakes. So I ordered more yarn, and I actually ordered this yarn off of Amazon because you was able to get 6 skeins for $24, I think it was. And that was cheaper than actually buying it from the Premier website and ordering the yarn. So I ordered it from Amazon at the time to get the 6 skeins for the $24. And I figured that since half the blanket took 4 skeins, I knew I was going to need 4 to finish the other half, and then at least 1 more cake to put a border on. But since it was 6 skeins, I took the 6 skeins, and I also figured that would give me the opportunity to also cut the cakes apart, because I don't want a colorful border. I want the border to either be all lavender or all pink. So with 2 cakes, I should be able to definitely cut them apart and make the border the colors that I want them to be. So yes, in the process of waiting for this yarn, because this yarn took forever. Whew, it took a long time to arrive. I waited somewhere about 2 weeks, 3 weeks for this yarn to be delivered, all to save some money. But yeah, I waited a long time for that yarn. And in the process of waiting for that yarn, I was just like, well, let me work on something, anything, but something that I'm not totally committed to. So that is why I started this sweater here. So this is the back panel of the sweater. It's just folded in half. And then these are the front panels for the sweater. And I am using this Red Heart Unforgettable yarn in the colorway Heirloom. I currently only have 2 skeins of this yarn left. So I only have these 2 skeins of this yarn left. So I don't think I'm actually going to have enough yarn to finish this as a sweater with full sleeves. So maybe I would just make it a vest. I really don't know. Like I said, I was kind of just playing around with a project, just figuring, let me use some yarn that's in my stash while I wait for that yarn to be delivered so that I can finish that blanket. So that is it. That is everything that I have worked on. I'm sure I probably forgot a project here or there, but for the most part, that is what I have worked on so far for the months of January, February, and the beginning of March. Okay guys, so that is everything that I have worked on this year so far for the months of January, February, and the beginning of March. If you want to see what else I have going on, then stick around, hit the subscribe button so that you can see everything that I have going on, and I will talk to you in the next video. Okay, bye.